It's Jay Coffee on the vid, and we have some truly frightening news. Like, this is something straight out of a horror movie, but unfortunately, this is real life.
FBI raid centered on a Mount Washington apartment located on Love Avenue, 8 miles from the Jefferson County line. WHS 1119's Taylor Woods and photojournalist Jessica Farley talked to horrified neighbors on Love Avenue tonight. Taylor, right now, though, is live outside the federal courthouse in downtown Louisville with more on the case. Taylor?
Well, Doug, this 10-page affidavit is full of gruesome evidence which FBI agents say James Knott admired and stored in his apartment. One neighbor tells me she is shocked to even know someone is keeping items like this in her neighborhood. When FBI agents this week raided an apartment in this Mount Washington neighborhood, they asked the man inside, James Knott, if anyone else was at home with him. According to the criminal complaint, he told them, only my dead friends.
He just lives right over here, so just really a shock and nervous now that something like that could be going on.
Neighbors are stunned. Investigators found 40 human skulls, spinal cords, femurs, and hip bones inside Knott's apartment. According to the affidavit, they were decorated around the furniture. One skull was laying on the mattress where he slept. Another skull was wrapped in a scarf. At the apartment complex, one neighbor posted this note saying, "We know nothing about our neighbor. Don't knock on the door."
Everybody is friendly. But, when I heard this, you just never know who your neighbor is anymore.
James Knott is believed to be part of a ring of people buying body parts involving a morgue manager for the Harvard Medical School anatomical program. FBI agents discovered a Harvard Medical School bag inside Knott's unit. They also found Knott going by the Facebook user William Burke on Facebook, where he shared several messages between a man named Jeremy Pauley in Pennsylvania. The two discussed photos and videos of skulls for sale. However, Caroline Branham has lived in this neighborhood for 20 years, and she doesn't recognize Knott.
I said, well, that guy don't look familiar. Usually you see him, even those apartments coming down the road and everything, and I've never seen him before.
The FBI searched his white Chevrolet truck seen in this driveway. Investigators found a crate of 3 AK-47 op rod and bolts, 7 AK-47 empty magazines, and a drum magazine. On the floor bed, 10 fully loaded AK-47 magazines with additional ammunition. This brings fear to the neighbors.
Scary, because, we got young kids around here, and, he could just go off the deep end. Who knows,
Now, James Knott was scheduled to appear in court today, but he waived his right to a detention hearing. Reporting live at the federal building.
You see this sick SOB, looks like he'd be hanging out with Dahmer. Seriously, comment and let me know if you agree with me on that. He just looks like he'd be in the Dahmer crowd. Like, that would be his bro. But James Knott is not going to be getting out of jail. That's how it should be. I don't know. We've seen crazy-ish happen. People walk sometimes on technicalities, or I don't know. I don't know. They ever said what the guy's bail is. They did say he waived his detention hearing. So, I don't know, man. But what the fuck? Body parts all over the house, bones, spinal cords, decorating the crib. They caught him with some weapons too, but, who really cares about that when we're talking about this? I just really hope this sick son of a bitch does not get out of jail, and I hope the feds are doing their due diligence and doing their job and getting everyone involved. Can you believe this guy was selling this stuff on Facebook? Like, I thought it would be the deep web, the dark web or something like that. This guy's right on Facebook with it, which is a bit shocking. Who knows how many people are really involved in this sick crime ring that they got going on. But, it gets even worse, even more disturbing, basically, because this guy that I'm about to share this clip with you guys that was, I guess, his plug, we could say, his plug for these body parts and human bones. And he had been doing this for quite some time. And, it's disgusting regardless that this is happening, wherever the bones come from in body parts. But just check it out when you hear it. I'll be back to break it down.
A disturbing story Coming out of Boston today, a former morgue manager at Harvard University's medical school is accused of stealing and selling dissected. A disturbing story coming out of Boston today. A former morgue manager at Harvard University's medical school is accused of stealing and selling dissected human body parts. FBI agents say Cedric Lodge stole and sold human body parts for years, including allegedly the body of a New Hampshire sheriff's deputy who died back in 2019.
Who could do something like that? You know, what kind of person? No respect at all for the family. They need to pay.
Investigators say from 2018 to 2022, Lodge stole heads, brains, skin, and bones from cadavers that had been donated to the medical school for science. He then allegedly brought them to his New Hampshire home and then, with his wife's help, sold them for thousands of dollars.
Is it real? You know, I mean, yes, he was already passed away, but still.
Buyers identified in the federal indictment include Katrina McLean, owner of Cat's Creepy Creations, a Massachusetts store that advertises creations that shock the mind and shake the soul. Officials say she and others were allowed to enter the morgue and choose what they wanted to buy, some items selling for hundreds of dollars each. Harvard Medical School leaders called the case morally reprehensible, saying they are working to find all of the families affected, and they have also set up a website and a hotline for the donors' families.
So you heard that correctly. These were people that donated their bodies to science. And comment if you're doing that when you pass away, or if you ever known someone who has done that. I had a family member that wanted to do it, and you know, they were sick and dying, battling cancer. And, you know, as their death got closer, they were mentioning that. And the hospital was basically like, you have to have that all set up. You know, it's like you can't just say, oh, I donate my body to science and someone comes in here and gets it. You have to find a facility, you know, sign paperwork, check in with them, and, you know, go over what you would want your remains used for, or the, I don't know, do's and don'ts, I guess. But I wonder if, you know, the government regulates these individuals doing this stuff like this. You know, they should, and they should keep a good accounting of it all, because at the end of the day, like I just said, that's something that they want the people to set up with, right? And this was at Harvard. So an Ivy League school, like one of the most prestigious Ivy League schools, you would think that that would be a safe place, that would be, you know, have high standards and breaking scientific research and work and stuff like that. And I don't know, maybe they did, maybe I don't know how many people were all in on it, but it just goes to show you there could be sick sex-ish anywhere. You know, they can come from Ivy League schools. It doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Like this guy, you see he's got right on his LinkedIn that he was the manager of the morgue. Him and his wife were involved. You see them both walking, covering their faces in shame, as they should. And he also has these pictures posted of him in the woods looking like he's meditating, like he's some enlightened guy. You know, when you're desecrating human remains, as I stated, it's sick, period, regardless of where the bones came from. But I'm just saying the fact that these were people that donated their bodies to science and, you know, believed in it, and, you know, whatever the case may be, wanted to help people or whatever. And some guy and his wife, you know, are breaking body parts off and selling them to people for profit, you know. And you see this other picture where he's dressed like some, I don't know, where he's got the top hat on. What is he looking like? Some kind of, is that a Halloween costume, or is that how this guy dressed every day? I don't know. And it's so crazy too. You heard there was a store that was like a, I guess, I don't want to say Halloween type store. I don't know, but they were using real human remains. Can you believe that ish, man? Fucking disgusting. And these people definitely, hopefully get hit with long prison bids and will burn in hell. I wonder if they'll definitely have to PC up, right? Like, comment for those, who tapped into prison politics and stuff like that. Do you think these people will be targets, or will they be put in PC? What do you think? I don't know, but I'm interested to see where the investigation goes from here. Was it just the Harvard guy and a few people? Was he the main plug, or was there someone even higher up the food chain calling the shots and setting all this sick ish up? We'll have to wait and see and follow up on the case. So make sure you subscribe to the channel, like the video. Let's get this out there in the algorithm. Join the discussion, but sub up so you're tapped in for these updates. Let's talk about it all in the comments. Absolutely crazy, man. Real horror story turned real life, bone collector. It's almost fucking unbelievable. We always say, oh, we done seen it all, or this or that. But man, these crime cases, there's some really sick sacks of ish out there, and I hope they all get caught and locked the fuck up. You see how freaked out all those neighbors were. They had some bone collector living right in their neighborhood, man. Shaking my head. Thanks for watching. Let's talk. Be safe. Be aware of who's around you, your neighbors, You could have a bone collector right next door and not even know it.